So, if we go back, we're talking about empire, right? And I don't mean the carpets. But even
You
though,
mean you mean striking back?
yeah, striking back, the empire is striking back against Captain Picard. Um, you know, when you look back on this idea of nation building, right? And
Yeah.
empire and the grand courses of history and whatever. The concept of empire worked because there was no idea of an individual in society. Society, all civilization worked at the behest of the one individual, the emperor, the king, the person anointed by the gods or whatever. The idea of individuality starts showing up is actually the precursor to the age of enlightenment with Kierkegaard and Spinoza. This idea of, oh, what is the soul? What is the individual? You know, everything that
Uh,
came before that, individuality only, like Stoicism and whatnot, only applied to the emperor, to Marcus Aurelius. And he would pass down to the people lesser than him, lesser than everyone at the base. The majority of humanity was just there to support the point
yeah,
of the
but you're
pyramid.
talking. Yeah, but you're talking about set up civilizations, right?
Yeah.
And set up civilizations because as the group, as the pack becomes, well, first of all, we got to start even before that, right? Because human beings have to belong to a pack, right? That
Yeah.
that's like that's a need, right? Because
We're a
the
social
the
species.
well, yeah, well, the likelihood of surviving when you're a lone being is almost nil, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be part of a pack. And you quickly discover that the bigger the pack is, the easier it is to survive because
Mm-hmm.
you can gather food easier, you can find shelter easier, and you can fend off danger easier.
Predators. Yeah.
Predators, thank you. Easier. The moment that a pack is created, then you have to have the alpha,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a paradox because theoretically you can't have a pack without having a leader and you having a first person and a last person, or a first animal and a last animal, right? Um, However, some people may argue that with rational animals, meaning human beings, the that's not necessarily true. That you could have the pack work as a pack and decide as a pack, which then leads to thoughts of democratic thought or socialist thought, whatever those, whichever way you want to take it. The point is that the larger the group, the more likelihood of having individuals want to be leaders
Yeah.
because we're naturally greedy animals, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so power is a big thing for us. The Enlightenment, yes, inevitably it brings forth the individual, but I don't think it comes out of I don't think it comes out of uh, desire to have more knowledge. I think if finally the general population has enough knowledge
Mm-hmm.
to understand that you know I'm a person and I matter. What was it? Smalley?
Yeah. Yeah. What? No. That line
Yeah, it was
actually,
small. I people gosh darn it, people love
people
me.
love me. Yeah. Yeah.
Stuart Smalley. Um, So once they discover the value of the self by through a small amount of education, uh, then automatically you start understanding that I don't have to do all this stuff for that person who takes everything away from me, right? And I could simply just not live here, right? I could move and go live outside of the walls, and then I
Yeah.
don't have to, I only produce for me or whatever. So sense of individualism starts to grow, and that happens both inside the walls and outside the walls.
I,
So
I did you think
it's
though that
not.
I was gonna say, do you
It,
think though, because we started, you said as a social species, and then we grew, and with civilization and city states and whatever, it became this giant organization that everyone had to get involved with, and then people started coming out of it, maybe not so much to separate from that, but to remind, like the Enlightenment reminded people that no, you are part of a collective, but your individuality, what you are contributing to the whole, is critical, is part of the whole, right? The street
I think
sweeper and
that's
the
a
road
side effect.
worker is arguably more important than the doctor or the accountant, because if the roads aren't fixed, you can't drive to work, like there is no commerce. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely correct. However, I think that's a side effect.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Enlightenment, the whole movement, and the repercussions of the movement, so the rise of the individual, um, that's going to happen naturally because as the group becomes larger, you no longer have one single person who thinks they're smarter and stronger than everybody else and thinks they should be the person in charge.
Mm-hmm.
You have multiples, and
Yeah.
then those multiples make a smaller group inside of the group, and they fight amongst themselves to become an even smaller group to a smaller group to the individual, right?
Yeah.
As rational human beings, we have to justify that, right? So in the post credits,
The
we're
after
like, oh my
credit
God,
scene. Yeah.
yeah, oh my God, we're such great human, what a great thing humanity is. The Enlightenment brought on, the worth of the individual. Nah, no, that's just what
That was a
that's
side
us
effect.
writing. That's us writing history to make ourselves look better. The reality is that as we get smarter, we figure out that we are probably smarter than the person sitting on either side of us, and therefore you should listen to me more than you should listen to that person. And if that person is interfering with me being listened to, then I have to show my power over theirs isn't just intellectual; it's also physical. And
You remember
you
they
know,
used to do those meetings? We would have them in high school and whatnot. We're like, look to the right of you, look to the left of you. One of you will blah blah blah, whatever, right? It'd be great if they do look to the right of you, look to the left of you. The person to the right of you is gonna die. The person
yeah,
to the left of you is gonna die.
is
You know
gonna
what I mean?
die.
So the only people that survive are the people on the aisles. But
No, not even because
oh,
the
not
people
even,
in the
yeah,
aisles
yeah,
are
yeah,
to the
well,
right or to the left of somebody.
exactly. Yeah,
That's the best nihilistic
yeah,
the theory taught to kids. That's the best.
it's like, hey, we're all gonna die. Let's make it count.
So just do what's best for you.
Exactly.
Make every moment count.
Because at the end, everybody goes through the hands of the mortician, right? Plain and simple.
All the streets and sanitation ways lead to the mortician, not
Exactly.
Rome, not Rome.
Exactly. And it's we forget about that. It's like we don't talk about, and before, when I brought up both Spinoza and Kierkegaard, they were very adamant about the individual soul, and it's like, and mortality at the end. It's like we forgot, you know we're told these tales of the afterlife and the heavens and the this and that, or reincarnation, whatever, from every different theology. But at the end, we're all freaking worm food, right? So it's like
Absolutely.
how do we face that reality and go through this course of existence to make it worthwhile? You know?
Well, that's the whole existence of the concept that came out of that whole Enlightenment period of memento mori,
Yeah. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because ultimately you have to be aware and reminded of the fact that you are just some electrically charged dirt
Yeah.
right now, and at some point the electricity is going to go out, and you're going to go back to just being dirt.
Yeah. And then what happens to your story? Is it forgotten? Is it like, do you carry
No,
on?
it's not. It's not forgotten. It's just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
You just stop it. You
I
dude, you
can't click it. It's like